Let me sit with you for a moment. Settle your hands, take a breath. What I am about to tell you has pulled too many grandparents into nights of fear they never deserved. And if you have ever picked up the phone and felt your heart fall into your stomach because someone said your grandchild was hurt or in jail or crying for you, then this conversation is for you. You are not alone. You are not foolish. You are a grandparent who loves with your whole heart, and that love is exactly what these callers try to exploit. Let me tell you a story. A man named Arthur, 78 years old, retired postal worker, still wakes before sunrise out of habit. One morning, he was pouring his first cup of tea when the phone rang. A voice, shaky and frightened, said, "Grandpa, please, I need your help." It sounded close enough to his grandson to freeze him in place. The voice said there had been an accident, that the police were involved, that he could not speak for long. And then another voice took over, deeper and stern, calling itself an attorney. They told Arthur he needed to send money immediately. They told him not to tell anyone. They told him his grandson could be taken away if he delayed. And in that moment, Arthur felt the room tilt. He forgot every smart thing he had ever done because fear pushed everything else aside. He reached for his wallet. He reached for the idea that love means rushing in. This is where confusion meets manipulation. The truth is calmer than the story they spin, but the truth only arrives when someone slows you down long enough to hear it. Let me tell you the truth. There is a scam that preys on grandparents with a cruelty I can barely speak about without anger. They call it the Grandchild scam. It survives on urgency, it survives on isolation, and it survives on the belief that older adults will act out of fear before they ask questions. The callers often pretend to be your grandchild, or a police officer, or a doctor, or a lawyer. They weave a story of a car crash, or a broken nose from a fight, or an arrest at a traffic stop. They talk quickly so you do not have time to think. They may use background noise to make it sound like a real emergency room. They may cry, they may whisper, and they often ask you to speak quietly so no one hears. Here is what they do not explain. These stories are not real. They are crafted to hit the deepest place in you, the place where your grandchild's safety matters more than anything else. They count on you being startled. They count on you acting quickly. They count on your love. Now let me give you the legal truth in plain language. Police do not ask grandparents for money over the phone. Hospitals do not demand cash transfers before treatment. Courts do not send strangers to collect bail from your doorstep. No legitimate authority will ever ask you to pay with gift cards or wire transfers or cryptocurrency. And no real emergency requires secrecy from your family. The law was built to protect you, even when no one tells you that. A few months ago, I met a grandmother who reminded me of the strength you carry. She heard a caller claim her grandson had broken another boy's teeth in a bar fight. They gave details that made her stomach drop. They used the boy's real name. They even named the town he lived in. She almost stepped toward her purse, but something inside her whispered, "Slow down," and she called her daughter. Her grandson was in class, safe, laughing, entirely unaware that someone had tried to use his voice as a weapon to take her money. You are allowed to pause before responding. You are allowed to question everything a stranger tells you, and you are allowed to put your safety first. Let us talk about the payment demands, because this is where fear meets the law in its clearest form. These callers will pressure you. They will say the money must be sent immediately. They will tell you that delay means jail. They will say they will stay on the phone while you drive to the store. They may ask for cash inside a book, mailed to an address they insist is part of the courthouse. They may send a courier to your door. They will insist on secrecy because secrecy is their shield. But here's the truth they hope you never learn. Urgency is the #1 red flag of a scam. Real emergencies do not silence you. Real legal problems do not depend on panic. And real family crises never require shame or secrecy. You are not wrong for being afraid. You are human, and you care. That care is not a weakness, it is a sign of your strength. But caring does not mean you must surrender your savings to someone who weaponizes your love. Now let me walk you through something practical, something you can hold on to if a call like this ever reaches you. You can verify whether any of it is real. Quietly, calmly, safely. First, hang up the phone. If the voice on the line insists you cannot hang up, that is your confirmation that it is not real. A real officer would never fear a second opinion. Once you hang up, call your grandchild directly. If they do not answer, call their parent. Call someone who knows where they are. Call the school, call a friend, call the house. You have every right to check, and you are not causing trouble by doing so. Second, trust the truth that the law already recognizes. No legitimate authority will forbid you to confirm the story. And no real emergency depends on silence. Now let me give you the words to use on the phone, because in moments of fear, the mind forgets the simplest things. You can say, I do not make financial decisions over the phone. I will verify this independently. Or if this is legitimate, send written documentation to my attorney. Or simply, I cannot continue this conversation. You are allowed to be firm, you are allowed to protect yourself, and you never owe a stranger your fear. I once helped an older man who felt embarrassed after he hung up on a scammer. He told me I should have known better. But let me tell you this clearly. You are not supposed to know every trick a criminal invents. It is their job to deceive. It is your right to defend. The emotional truth is this. The system did not prepare you for a world where voices can be faked, caller IDs can be manipulated. Urgent lies can sound so real you feel them in your chest. And when you love your grandchild as deeply as you do, your heart moves faster than your logic. That does not make you weak. It makes you human. What matters now is not what fear tried to tell you. What matters is what the law tells you. And the law says you are allowed to question. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to protect your dignity, your savings, and your peace. Let me tell you the truth one more time. You are not failing your family by being cautious. You are protecting them. When you pause, when you verify, when you speak calmly and refuse to rush, you deny these callers the one thing they depend on, your panic. And in that calm, you reclaim your power. Stay with me, because this part matters more than you might think. Scammers rely on silence. They rely on shame. They rely on the belief that if they scare you badly enough, you will never tell anyone what occurred. But telling someone is how you reclaim your voice. It is how you prevent someone else from being hurt. It is how you turn fear into protection. If this spoke to you, share it with someone you love. Tell your story. Someone else may need to hear it. And remember this, your love is strong, your judgment is sound, your instinct to protect your grandchild is something honorable, and the law stands with you, even in the moments when fear tries to take over.